What's up, guys? Welcome back from New York City. You're watching WCS America, the Challenger League. I'm axeltoss. I'm joined by axslav. Before we jump into the losers match, Full Sail University is the official education partner of MLG. If you're looking to get into video games or the esports industry, this might be a great opportunity for you. Of course, that includes video game design, video game production, graphic design, so on and so forth. Check out fullsail.edu/MLG. They'll have you fill in some information about yourself, and then they'll send some information back to you, and you can find out if Full Sail is the proper fit for you. Great for those people currently in high school or trying to find the next step in their educational path. But that being said, let's take a look at what's happened so far today. Of course, we had, in the first match, we had Minigun take out Top fairly convincingly with the 2-0, and then State, of course, taking out Xenocider 2-0. Then they met in the winners match, a very close series, but Minigun eventually taking it 2-1, advancing to, of course, the Premier League, WCS America Season 2. Up next, we got Top versus Xenocider, and the players are in the lobby, so I'm going to ask if they're ready. This is going to be the losers match. The winner of this match will advance on to face State in the decider.
That's right, and it's also, even if whichever winner ends up losing to State, what's so important is there's a difference between third place and fourth place. Because third place gets in guaranteed spot in Challenger Division next season. Fourth place is out entirely. They have to try to they can still try to re-qualify. It'll be qualifiers next season for Challenger Division.
Yep.
But the third place gets that guaranteed spot in Challenger Division, which is a nice thing to have.
All right, guys, first map of this best of three is going to be Belshir Vestige Terran versus Protoss. In the top left-hand location, I present your red Protoss player. Our representing team Zenith of Origin. He is Top. Of course, fell 0-2 to Minigun in his first match of the evening. His opponent in the bottom right, your blue Terran player, representing team Evil Geniuses. Losing to Minigun, or losing to State in the first match. He is Xenocider. Of course, let's see. Xenocider has some really promising moments in the series against State. Just a couple of miscontrols, and things can snowball out of control, especially when you're playing a really good Protoss player like State. So we'll have to see how he adjusts his play here. But again, loser is out of WCS America. The winner will guarantee himself a spot in next season, and will either be in Challenger League or Premier League, based on depending on the results of the last series. And Xenocider not going for Command Center first here, going for the barracks first, and a gas.
And I think this is a reaction to his opponent. Well, we haven't seen Top yet in PvT, at least I don't remember seeing this PvT. But one thing we've seen about him is we've yet to see him not do something insanely aggressive.
Right.
His PvZ, super aggressive Blink Stalker 2-based stuff, or even earlier with gateway units. And his PvPs, he never even built a second Nexus. Well, once when the game was over, he tried to build it. But basically, insanely aggressive player. And as a Terran, if you know you're going up against an aggressive player, the way PvT aggression works, if Terran can identify what aggression, it's much easier to stop it. If you know it's Blink Stalker or Mortal Push or Oracle or whatever it is, it's much easier to get the appropriate defense. And the Reaper is the best way to get that information.
Yep, a Reaper on the way here from Xenocider. One of the more standard openings in TVP nowadays. Until the Stalker and Mothership Core get out, the Reaper represents all the map control. And they can still be annoying throughout the game. Very, very small unit compared to other units in StarCraft 2, so they can hide under trees and bushes on the sides of the map. And they can try to sneak into their opponent's space as the game goes along. So, Reaper opening also very threatening as far as if your opponent can't handle it and you add on more, that can be dangerous as well. But Xenocider very standard, going straight into the reactor. Probably going to follow this up with the command center very, very soon. Let's see what you can find out with this Reaper. Oh! Engineering Babylon.
I love that. And Top didn't get a Zealot. And if you don't get a Zealot, the Stalker, of course, doesn't have the same damage output as a Zealot. It takes longer to build. Yep. And that eBay is going to be 99% done. Assuming Xenocider, there you go, stops it right before it finishes. And when it's this far done, it's going to take a Stalker a long time to kill that eBay. Oh, okay. And he can't, because he's busy doing the Reaper. So yeah. If Top wants to expand, he's going to have to wait quite a long time to do so.
And Xenocider will know exactly where his opponent's units are, because if the Stalker's attacking Engineering Bay, guess what? He can sneak his Reaper into his opponent's bay.
Oh, and the probe sees it now, and this has got to be disheartening for Top. I mean, he clearly wanted to do a 1-gate expansion with the ways open this game, and that eBay is going to take a while to take down, but the Mudstorm Core helps a lot.
There's the Reaper.
Oh, now he's going to confirm that there's no secret tech behind us.
And he might even be able to get a probe. If he tries.
Yeah, he could have gone a probe, but he might have gone.
Lost the Reaper.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
Once they prioritize getting that guy back in. But he forced the Stalker to come back.
Which means Engineering Bay is going to be killed a little bit slower.
I mean, this is just getting gross. The command center is going to be done by the time the Nexus is started. And that's not really what you want to have happen.
Cancel should happen. Yeah, only lost
31.
31. Minerals there.
I cheated. I looked at resources lost.
Well played. That's one of the trickier ones. 94, 125 minus 94. That's one of the trickier ones.
Yes. Can't be tricky.
All right. So Xenocider is going to have a slight advantage. Nothing game-ending, obviously, but it's you know, there's a mental thing attached to it, right?
There is,
Mental aspect
and the
of StarCraft.
scouting information is big too. And he gets another lap around the base.
Oh.
He sees the robo going up. He sees you know, nothing else in the back of the main, and he's identified where all the pilots are, right? 'Cause
Yeah, he's almost assuredly dead.
Yeah. He was worth it though. He did his job well. He, you know, delayed the death at Engineering Bay. Great scouting information. Definitely a well decorated
Nice early game.
Reaper.
A nice early game here from Xenocider so far. Adding on barracks, Engineering Bay +1 is already 70% of the move done.
No factory yet, so he's really.
That's a crazy fast.
He actually, he's getting a good amount of resources there. Now goes the factory. He did his first state too. He likes really delaying that factory.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's okay. I mean, he's open in such a way that it would be nice to have obviously faster medvacs, but a little bit safer this way, making sure he has plenty of Marines out.
Phoenix unable to scout the Engineering Bay from his opponent there, which is relatively important. It's nice to know that's there, so you can know how far along your opponent potentially is on those upgrades. Only seeing 3 barracks in a factory, and +1 armor immediately started here from Xenocider. So in a situation where his opponent doesn't have a forge yet.
Or he just started.
He just finished. Just finished up a double forge. So not a huge deal.
So, you know, right now there's an upgrade advantage for Xenocider, but we'll most likely see, unless he starts a second eBay and Armory right now, which is unlikely, just because it's something that I've seen a couple Korean Terrans do it, but it's kind of weird to offset your upgrades where you start one and start different times. It's easier to keep them all synced. And to keep things easier, he's probably going to start eBay and Armory in order to start 2-2 right when the 1 armor finishes. And that's going to finish roughly the same time as the 1-1 from top, so it'll be 1-1 at the same time. Both start 2-2 at the same time, most likely. So things should be even here. Because his starport is late enough, he won't really be able to get any aggression done while he still has that +1 weapons advantage. Maybe like a drop or something, but nothing that can really give him a big punch in his play.
There's an armory, and we should be seeing a second Engineering Bay any moment now.
Maybe just going single upgrades.
Oh, I guess that's it's a little bit dangerous, but because again, then you're opening yourself to, you know, in a situation where
if he gets to late game, you're just be behind upgrades.
Right,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah. The advantage of it is, of course, you have a little more resources. So I've seen some Terrans
to
very
go crazy
rare.
with unit production and medevac.
Yeah. They just focus on the attack upgrade, which makes you much weaker against charge lots, actually. If you're worried about Storm, of course, armor doesn't help against that, but against charge lots, it's very useful. If you have a pretty low base damage, each armor is very impactful.
It's a lot of gateways.
It is. And you know what? He's actually...
Charge on Archon?
He's got, yeah, it might be a 2-2 time, although his 2-2 is going to be a little bit after the charge. So it looks like he wants to attack before 2-2.
There's 2-2.
Just given the way his production is ramping up.
He stopped pro production. He's not getting a third.
He's definitely really heavily focusing on the 2 base, very heavily charged on Archon production. But he's got to be careful because even though his army is right now very scary. Well, not right now, but as soon as charge finishes. Look at this, a little bit of a split attack, but top deals with it perfectly.
Yeah. Photon overcharge expended at the natural, leaving 3 Zealots behind. 1 Zealot is going to peel away and chop to death that Marine. And now, is Xenocider needs to identify this? He has to identify this is happening. I don't think he's been able to pick up all the clues yet. Of course, I mean, what exactly should Xenocider be looking for?
I mean, the fact there's no third, if he can get a gateway count,
Yep.
he sees the Zell count, so I think he has a good idea. He's already making Hellbats, which is great against a heavy Zell composition. And now what he wants to do is he wants to avoid a pitched engagement for the next 2-3 minutes, ideally. But what he wants to do is he wants to keep his opponent on the defensive. So that's why the medevacs are great here. But he doesn't want to give him feedback. Oh, no. Oh, such a fast pullback there. That was... the healing is so important because when you kite back against charge loss, you have to be able to repair the damage Stim does, or else you're going to start losing your units much faster, obviously, without heal. So you cannot let those medevacs get fed back for free. I mean,
Sure.
Ideally, if they want to feedback him, you're going to make sure they have to be feedback him during the battle,
Right.
whereas then they have to then make an Archon during the battle, and the Archon's not there at the start of the battle. They feedback him before the battle, all of a sudden they can sell the Archon from the start of the battle as well.
Top heading out. Xenocider's in the middle of the map here, a little bit of a dangerous position. Gonna pick up and jet out of there, igniting those afterburners, but now he should know exactly what's happening.
Oh, he's got to be careful. His units are misrallied. We saw it at first state. 2 Hellbats. Oh, one of them saved.
Gonna save him. Gotta get out of
Each
there.
unit is so important here.
Gotta pull all of his units
And
back.
the Hellbats most of all.
3 bunkers immediately placed down. He needs to drop these units out of these medevacs right now.
He does. If they're
Oh,
dropping
what is-
piecemeal. Oh, he's dropping them in front of the Protoss.
Gosh.
He's got to recollect his forces. He has a nice bunker wall being set up here.
Okay, he's gonna back up, stimming up all those units. 2-2 just now finishes here for top. The Zealots going into a choke. A lot of bio units here trying to deal with this in top, trying to muscle his way through. The positioning is just absolutely perfect here for top, though, but is it, or for Xenocider, I should say. And he's just gonna shove this away.
I mean, that was a slaughter.
It's not even an issue.
The Zealots were so clumped. Each Hellbat was hitting like 5 at once there. The Marines were just having a pot shooting there pretty much. Just
Right. I mean, units lost is pretty important. 3,400 to 2856, and that's great, especially because in this position where the Terran is a third, there's 3 bases. He's okay with even a little bit of a bad trade in this situation as long as he stays alive.
It is, yeah. And it's important to note that Top is not going to use upgrades. Of course, because he needs to recoup his... he needs to get a third base, get Storm, and it's so important he's going Storm because he's behind. If you're behind as a Protoss, you got to go Templar of one kind or another. And he already has a high Templar archive, so Storm is... And against a Terran Station game, Storm is a much better choice than Dark Templar.
Yeah. Now can Xenocider
I mean,
just overwhelm, right?
he has to be careful because his units are hurt, his medevacs are low on energy. If he does take a bad engagement, he could be overrun. But I think he can cancel
His opponent's a little bit out of
sure.
position. I'd take the third out and just run.
Yeah.
Run for the hills.
This is not an army he wants to engage right
Run
now.
for the hills. Okay, he's running for the hills.
One thing that is important to know is he's ahead by 55 food, which is huge, but
Storm can negate that.
yeah,
part.
Storm can negate it, and also, 10 of the food is in workers, and another like 20-30 of the food is needs to be rallied across the map.
Got about 10 food in that medevac there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so low health.
Oh, is he gonna take this engagement? No, that'd be a big mistake. He only has a very small portion of his army there.
Trying to keep his opponent. Oh my god, a medevac getting taken out.
He's just kind of lifting up half, ditching the other half, but at least he's got a drop in a natural. But Photon Overcharge actually cleans that up without a problem.
Took down the medevac too.
He's bleeding away units like crazy now.
Can't do that. We also have a little bit of a Zealot counterattack going toward that third base. A couple Zealots trying to head in that direction. And again, High Templar is starting to store up a lot of energy. So a lot of storms available. Ghost Academy.
Dangerous. Oh, but you know what he does? He has 2 reactors building Hellbats. And Hellbats are great against Storm. They're great against Zealots.
Missing the drop in the main.
Oh, more units being misrallied here in the middle as well, actually. Xenocider just bleeding away unit after unit.
He's trying to drop in the main here, but it's not really working. He's spending a lot of time just getting his units on the high ground. And can this be dealt with? Feedback going down onto the medevacs. Meanwhile, we have an attack there into the natural expansion of Top, or of Xenocider. Xenocider has a bunker. They're trying to kite away. There's a storm. Top has so much stuff here, and Xenocider is in a little bit of a peculiar situation.
He's got to retreat to the main. I mean, he's still in a position where he's still okay, but he's lost his advantage. He's got to lift that orbital, keep that alive. The drop in the main was deflected with Photon Overcharge and a few warpins. He cannot afford to lose that orbital.
Yeah, and he needs to lift it up right now and get it out of there. It's getting lower and lower.
He's gonna die!
He's gonna lose the orbital.
Oh no, how does he lose an orbital to Zealots?
Oh god, and he's lifting up units
And the
in his
third's
main,
gonna be
and he's
vulnerable.
lowering the unit, the buildings. He's lifting and landing.
Oh, he's loaded up his guys. He's getting past the main.
Okay.
His third, he's got a Sigma units here, but they're isolated. He can't engage with if he can simultaneously from both sides.
Watch out for storms. Oh,
There's no warp and pylon,
that's what he needs.
so he could overwhelm this army.
This is is what he needs. He's got big armies and top recognizing situation. Gonna back up. Might do some high templars in his back, in his retreat path. There's a storm. Gonna be backing away. The Terran units continue to press forward. We got a little bit of a drop getting cleaned up there in the third. Actually picking up one Marine. So Xenocider still being really annoying across the map. And he's gonna
hang on.
He's gonna hang on. But losing the natural.
Yeah.
I still don't think he has a ghost cannon.
Does he? Take a look at the structures tab, maybe. Yeah, no, I don't see it there. He does have a lot of units, but you know he's crossing the map, but his units, a lot of them are hurt. They're in a line. They're not all together. He's got to reform his army very quickly.
Got to have a storm there on top of that, and the Xenocider relatively aware of how threatening that would be. Force fields going down. Top trying to stop this in its tracks. Again, he has 3-3, I believe, on those Protoss units. And he's just going to pick up and try to get out of there.
Oh, he can go straight to the main. Top's army is zealots. They're going to have a hard time getting back to the main. He realizes now Top's running back to the main, but Xenocider can beat him to it.
Yeah, no warpins.
He's got to be decisive, though.
No warpins just yet. Again, he's cautious of if there's units up there, but it looks like he's going inside, dropping them.
He's not decisive. He's kind of hanging around here, but if he can hold the ramp, the zealots will be in the choke point, but he's actually just going to go for a gateway.
And he has to pick up and run, I think.
Yeah. Pick up and run. Oh, I lost him. Yeah, that actually didn't work out too well, but a little bit another attack in a third. Zealot's cleaned that up as well.
But Top has a supply lead now.
He does. I mean, Top has a supply lead. They both have 3-3 upgrades. The natural just now being retailed. Oh, he does have a ghost cabby.
Okay.
In the back to natural.
Got it. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
And he does. This is a weird situation because I still feel he's in okay shape.
Drop it again in the main base of Top. Feedback's going down onto the Medivacs. High Templar getting taken out. Another gateway gonna fall. Top gonna pull some units back to try to deal with that. And it's funny. The same Medivac with the same Marine inside has continued to go in between the third and the natural, but it's finally gonna die. It's finally taken down there at the third.
So I mean, Xenocider has a mobility advantage. Top has more units and he's got all the storms. But Xenocider has mobility, and he's starting to get the ghosts back in the action. Also, one thing important to note, both players have very late fourth bases. Xenocider because he lost his natural orbital.
Yeah.
Top just because he's been playing from behind for the vast majority of the game. And what that means is that actually often favors Terran because as their bases mine out, and it gets a very scrappy game, and it's like 400 metals is a big deal.
Mules.
Oh, also the orbital. Look at that. Xenocider now has a fourth base without having to build one. He lifted his main. And just flew his main over to the fourth base. So he can easily continue to have the same number of expansions.
Wow. Very close game at this point. Very, very scrappy. I think it's a good way to describe it. Both these players very low on the harvesters. Every single unit is going to become so
How many ghosts are there? That's what's very important.
I think he has a bit. He has a few.
Okay, yeah, he's got 3 here, and they're in the front, which could be bad or could be good.
Oh, EMPs need to go down onto the Zealots. Top backing
Templar.
up. High Templar's coming forward. Feedbacking the Ghost. Great feedbacks on the High Templar. Oh, good EMP, though. I think hitting for about 3 of the High Templars. Still 2 with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
2 more Ghosts coming forward. Those snipes going down onto the Ghost. Scanning, trying to identify where those High Templars are.
He got a very high energy Templar with the 2 snipes there.
3 Ghosts remaining, and that's it.
Yeah, those feedbacks were so big there from Top, but he's forced back. You know, the barracks is there really made Top unable to approach that choke point.
Gosh.
He's circling around. Top feels he has an army advantage right now, but he knows it's not a super late game army. It's all zealots pretty much. So he wants to try to push his advantage before the Medivacs regenerate energy, before more Medivacs come out, before more Ghosts come out. And he's trying to find an angle where he can engage well.
See if he can make it happen. Again, only 3 Ghosts here on the high ground to scan. The Ghost coming forward, trying to identify those High Templars. The Zealots are coming forward. EMPing, but whipping. Facing the High Templar. The Ghosts are gone. There's a good EMP, but still a lot of High Templar in the back. Wow, look at all the High Templar. Xenocider, he has to be like, oh my god, that's a lot of High Templar. He has no Ghost deal with this. Meanwhile, we have an attack at the top right, attacking into the third base. Xenocider trying to counterattack, but Top coming forward with his Zealots, with his High Templars. Xenocider desperately splitting up all of his units, trying to soak up the storms, but there's so many High Templars here, a ridiculous amount of storms available. No Ghosts on the field here for Xenocider, and all the bio is going to be shredded apart. Meanwhile, is Top going to be able to deal with this counterattack? The Nexus goes down, but at what cost? Xenocider might be losing this third base.
Oh man, Xenocider's army is entirely routed. Yes, he killed a third of Top, but what can he do against his giant? Oh, he lifts orbital this time.
Okay.
That's important.
Lifting the orbital, the bio army still being able to get the top of the map. High Templars are there. Photon overcharge might be enough to dispel this. And the Medivac's going to back away.
If he sends the Medivacs to the right side and kills that Nexus, Top will basically not be mining.
I think he flew over that too and it was being made.
Yeah, if Top needs that Nexus on the right side to get up, because Xenocider can just fly his buildings around. In the base race, Terran's going to win. Top's army is strong, but he's got to be careful about the potential base race.
So many High Templars in this army. This natural expansion is definitely going to go down. And in the main base of Top, there's not a lot of army there from Xenocider, but Top's still having a hard time. Oh, a great storm onto the Medivacs and the bio. Oh, another great storm. And again, he's still very much in his opponent's side of the map, right? Taking down the third, taking down the natural. Only the main remains here for Xenocider and that base he has in the middle, right? A storm going down, blanketing on top of this. Oh my god, all the storms destroying this bio army. The Ghost sneaking back, escaping the bulk of the damage. But Top, he's in a solid position. He's up 109 to 91. However, he's having trouble dealing with this army.
The right side, there's something there on the right side.
Oh,
he loses the Nexus. That's his only mining base because it's natural. Well, okay, he has like 5 curses left at natural. Wait, he only has 1 Nexus left.
23 Harvesters to 16. 23 Harvesters to 16. Top still has not identified that base at the middle right. So Top's in a situation where he thinks his opponent only has his main, and he probably thinks his opponent's main is mined down, which isn't necessarily the case. Again, Xenocider's still making units, finally getting, oh, the Cyber Core.
Oh, but Xenocider, he doesn't have Medivacs with these forces. They're all getting cut off and torn to pieces. 2 Medivacs come back. What were they doing? They're there right by the third base.
Yeah, they're in between.
But they didn't pick up any units.
Yeah, they're just chilling up there.
I forget this. But, you know, Xenocider still has 3 orbital commands.
Wow.
And look at, actually, he's been able to rebuild a decent army, and it's all ghosts.
Jeez. Still in anyone's game here. 27-minute mark, and Workers is 23 to 16.
I mean, the army of Top.
It's 15 High Templar.
So, you know what's funny? Those High Templar are like at least half of his army value.
Yeah. Which
could be insanely good, and also could kind of go poorly if the Ghost can...
worst case, if they get EMP'd, make him an Archons kind of thing?
If they all get sniped, that could be bad.
Yeah.
And there's enough Ghosts, actually, that could do it if they catch him off guard.
6 Ghosts on the map. SCV's evacuating that middle right-hand base, returning to the natural expansion. Some bunkers being added on. Xenocider coming to low ground. This could be the instrumental battle. Okay, he's just going to go back to the high ground.
Smart move there. He knows Top is increasing his army.
What's that? Oh, gotta be careful about the High Templar. High Templar can try to storm the high ground.
Yeah, he's got it. Oh, wait. Ghosts in the medevac!
Oh, there's a storm onto the Ghosts, and they're gonna drop down. Not doing much.
He had 3 Ghosts in there, but the medevac died before more than 1 got out, I think, right?
Great heads-up move there from Top, identifying that was happening. He sees the third base at 4 SCVs.
The Ghost Academy's gonna burn down as well, I think.
Well, there's another one at the third.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. But it might die here.
Oh, you're right. Zealots found a third base, and Top's found the right side base as well as SCPs are landed. They're like, let's get out of here. Pick back out in the medevac.
Get us out of here. 1 team left behind. He's like, you stay back and try to hold this off. SCP saying, I got this.
Importantly, Top is starting to retake a new base. He's long distance mining from his what used to be his third. It's going to be his third now.
Okay.
And he's going to get back onto 1 base econ.
Okay.
Xenocider,
that orbital.
Oh, it might
I remember
burn
he
down.
already lost another orbital at the natural.
He's only got 1.
Now he's only, there's only 2 orbitals.
Yeah, he only has 2. You're right. Yep.
Those are important. Xenocider is at mining and Top.
Oh, he looks like he will go for engagement. Ghosts could potentially.
Every single Ghost is so ridiculously important. Backing up. Every single unit is so important in this situation.
Tense. I mean, Xenocider's army is small, but if he can get massive EMP... Oh, it goes on the high ground. Oh, no. Top is careful for that. Look at the Templar positioning.
Yeah.
1 in the lead for feedbacks, the rest of it back.
Really careful with these units. Again. Oh, loading up 2 medevacs. He might try to send those to the top there.
Oh, is he going to try to...
Excuse the pun.
Yeah. But Top now has economy, so he can warp in. He has a Mothership Core to defend his third base.
Yeah. That Ghost Academy taken out.
The orbital did not burn down. It landed on the far right side.
It did.
But a Zealot just found it. Oh no, and it's gonna burn down.
It's dead. That orbital's dead. Okay, there's still 1 orbital at the bottom left.
He can drop a mule and repair it.
But the Zealot will chop up the mule.
He's got medevacs. He could. He's gonna try to save it. It's 15, 14, 13. It's gonna. There's no mule drop. Oh, he didn't have it. His orbitals are both in there, so he couldn't.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But if he can knock out this base, we could still have that base trade situation.
But Top has some units back there. Oh, brilliant storm! That might be a game-ending storm. That was a huge storm. The Marine's still alive, but this might be a situation where Photon Overcharge is enough to protect the space.
Yeah, the Marines are so low in life.
They're very low in life.
But there's no pylon. He can't warp a unit. Zealot's right now from the natural.
The medevac's doing a great job healing those guys up. High Templar edging forward. EMP's going down. Oh gosh, a storm going down. But does he have any ghosts up here? This is very dangerous. The third is taken out.
Escapes. But Top's tired. Oh, look at the storms. There's no ghosts, even Hellbats.
There's still a lot of Hellbats alive, though, trying to come forward. But no, I think this might be too much. Every single High Templar made into Archons, and that is going to be it. Top wow, 32 minutes later, is going to be able to take this game. I mean, 87-17.
Xenocider's going for the base trade.
Okay.
Because actually, you know what? We could have a draw.
Why?
If he kills all the probes, how can top build an area that can kill the orbital command at bottom left of the screen?
Okay, well, how many probes left? We got to find the last probe. There's 9 probes.
Yeah,
no, there's too much
he's
there,
going to defend. He has Archon, Foes and Overcharge. There's only 5 Marines. He's actually sending us home, which is smart. Because as long as he has even 1 probe, he could long distance mine, right?
Yeah.
And slowly, it'd be the most painful thing ever. But all he needs is 1 air unit to close out the game to kill the fun. Oh, feedbacks. Oh,
this is it.
yeah.
Wow. GG top. Takes a crazy game number 1 there.
That was a game of storms, man. That was all about storms.
Yeah.
There's had to be at least, I would say, 112 units killed by storms that game.
Crazy. Absolutely.
I kind of made up that number, but I think it.
No, you know what? I was counting them. You're actually spot on. Of course, it's impossible for anyone to verify. Of course, one guy's be like, you know what, axeltoss, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna watch the VOD on youtube.com/official2 in 1080p, and I'm gonna count the storms. But wow.
Yeah, much easier in 1080p.
That was an awesome game. I just want to get into the next one. So guys, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching the losers match of Group F. It's Xenocider versus Top. Game 2 coming up. Stay tuned.